This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, what is the advantage of property file? Okay, suppose if you want to change browser, URL, and credentials, no need to disturb the code. Simply, you can update these details in property file. Every time, okay, if you are hard coding right inside any code, you need to traverse to that particular place and you need to change. And also, if you are maintaining property file, suppose username, okay, if you are using in 100 scripts, username and password. In 100 scripts, okay, we need to update this username. Through property file means, okay, just we can update in property file. It will reflect in everywhere. It will reflect everywhere. Not only this URL, okay, browser and credentials, we can maintain page objects as well. What are the element locators we have? We can maintain in property file. In future, if any element locator ID change means simply go to the property file and change there. No need to touch the code. Even most of the people in interview they will ask you what is object repository. Objects, okay. This is called objects or elements. Both are same. It is a centralized location where element locators will be maintained and shared from that particular file. Okay, we'll see. First, we will try to create this one, then we'll try to use this one. Most of the companies they are using this object repository as well as config.property files. 95% they are using. First, I will create one example. Okay, mm, where is this? Okay, resources, right? Okay, this is the project we created yesterday, my own project. Here we have resources package. This is the file. Okay, it is going to store in key value. If you are going to call the key, you will get the value. I will create one small cache file and I will explain okay how it is going to work property file. Then we will try to integrate with the framework. Read properties file. At the rate of test. What read data from. Okay. Here first we need to copy this file path. Right click on file properties. This is the relative path I am going to copy. I don't want to give absolute path, because if I am going to share this Maven project to my any team member, they can able to import and start working. Here, first we need to create object to the file, config file equal to new file. Need to give the path. Whenever you are given a relative path, you need to give the double dot. Then we need to import the file java.io. Now what we are going to do, we need to read data from file. For that we are going to use file input stream. Even interview they will ask you, can you please write code for reading data from property file. You need to know these commands. And here we need to pass the file object. I will mention this as config fis. Naming convention we need to give like this. File input stream. What it is showing, it will throw exception. Better we can use with try catch block. It will throw file not found exception if file is not available. I will copy this code and I will keep here. Now we have file and we are going to read data from file using file input stream. We are dealing with property file, right? Properties. We need to create object to properties. Config equal to new properties. Now import this java.util. In this properties we have method dot. Here we are going to call the load method. Okay, first we need to load the file. We are passing the file input stream object here. It may throw exception, okay, because we are going to read data, right? Already we have try block. I'm going to add only catch block. IO exception. If your data is not available, it may throw exception. That's why we are using IO exception. Then with this reference, after loading the file, we are going to call the method as get property. See here, it will take string as argument. What is the return type of this? Whenever you are calling this method, it will take string argument and the return type is string. Okay, double quotes. Which file, which key you want to read? I want to read browser. I need to pass this key. It will return string. This is the. Now I am going to print the browser. Now try to execute. Run as test engine test. See, browser is Firefox. Suppose if I am changing Chrome, now it will print the Chrome. See, like this. Suppose if you want to get URL, again we need to call the get property method. Config property dot get property. It will take string key. Whenever you are calling method, right? Okay, this is the thing we learned. String key. It will take the argument as string key. That means what is the key name you need to pass. Then string URL equal to, I want to print the URL, same. I'm going to use system.out.println. URL is, now try to execute, pasting it, paste. See here, browser is Chrome, URL is this one. Like this, we are going to read data from property file by using get property method. First, we need to initialize the object to the file. Then, file input stream, we need to pass the file object here. Then, we need to create object to properties. Then, by using load method, we are going to load this file input stream. We need to pass this argument. Then, by using get property, we need to pass the key. It will return string. We are going to store in string variable. 99%, okay, most of the companies they are using this property file, because again in future if you want to change any browser, we can't come here and change, right? We need to disturb the code. Okay, I don't want to touch any code. This is the file, right? Okay, if you are playing anything, yeah, that is fine, nothing will happen. But code, if anything is going wrong, entire test cases will be getting disturbed. Same, this object locator, sometimes it will get changed, right? First we'll try to convert this one. Okay, in this class I am going to create method to the config properties file. For that I am going to create method public void create data from config prop file. By seeing this method name, anyone can able to understand okay what we are doing exactly. File config fs equal to new file. If after joining in any organization, okay, suppose if they are not maintaining any property files, okay, you can give suggestions why we are hard coding the browsers, then element locators, why can't we change this? Okay, they will think that okay, he is having good knowledge, she is having good knowledge. You can give suggestions, don't think that okay, I don't have real time experience, I can't speak anything. Don't think like that. You can give, even I saw most of the genuine candidates, okay, they don't know how to write proper expert as well. If you are good in writing expert, you can give suggestions why you are using IDs. Okay, this may change dynamically, why can't we go with custom expert? Okay, we'll try to automate this as well. Automation challenge. What is that? This is the one RPA challenge, we'll try to automate this one. Okay, then file input stream, try to write the code multiple times so that you can easily remember. Okay, file input stream, import this config fis. Here I need to pass the argument, it will throw exception. Sorry, config file surround with try catch. Then here properties, then config prop dot load file input stream. Then we need to add catch block here. Then okay, suppose these variables, right, We are creating inside method. Okay, if you want to access outside the methods, you cannot access because these are local variables. If you want to access these variables across a number of methods, we need to declare at class level. Okay, I'm doing it step by step. Okay, try to understand why I am doing this. Why can't we need to define inside this method why I am doing this as well, and also why we need to change public as well. Already yesterday we saw, right? If you want to access in some other packages, okay, defaults access methods or access variables, you cannot access outside package. That's why always you need to define public. You can access across the project. You have 1,000 packages, you can access this with the class name or by using extend keywords we can access. Then this one also I'm going to create here. Step by step we are doing. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, practice as it is what I am explaining you. Okay, now we have method and also we have global variables we can access throughout the framework here. Okay, now with this variable, config prop dot get property, I want to pass the, I'm going to delete this one, I don't need this because every time we can't able to change that manually if you are passing argument. This is the browser I'm going to read. String browser. Now try to execute whether it is working or not. Before executing, I want to print. And also you need to understand, okay, we created method. We need to call that method, right? Okay. We need to call this method, then only you can able to. Where I can call this before open browser, or I will do one thing. Directly will call there. Let me change URL as well. Here config property dot get property URL one. You can maintain multiple URLs as well. Some projects what we will do, okay, we have multiple environments, testing environment, dev environment, then we have production environment. You can maintain multiple property files. You can maintain like this. You need to explain in such a way that okay, you really worked in that project. Okay, if you are answering out of 10, 5 also fine, they will select easily. Only thing you need to speak confidently. Okay, this is the one dev01 dot properties. For each environment, we use it to maintain separate property file. There we are going to define the dev URL. For dev environment, we have different credentials as well. URL, okay. Browser, if you want, you can maintain it here as well. Then you can maintain QA01 dot property file. Okay. We have different environments. We use it to maintain different property file. Let's see, okay. Here URL also we are getting, okay. Here we need to change this one. Instead of this, it will return the URL. First, what we need to do, okay, without Calling this method, we'll try to execute and see what will happen. We'll get null pointer exception. No need to pass any arguments here. Right click run as test ng test. See, because we are not getting proper null pointer exception. See, properties dot get property string. We need to load this method, then only we'll get the exact property files. Read data from config property. We will need to call this method first. Now see, browser is Chrome. It is opening Chrome browser. Then it will enter URL. See, it is working fine. Now, okay, suppose if you want to change the browser, go here. No need to touch the code. Test base, okay. Once we are creating, in future also we are not going to touch this code. Simply go to this external file and change here. If you want to execute in IE browser, change this one here. Now browser is IE. It is starting Internet Explorer browser. Okay, like this. If you want to change URLs, you can change URLs as well. Now username password I need to read from property file here, right? This username password I need to read from property file. I don't want to hard code. Here what can we do? Already we are extending, right? Let's change this as Chrome browser. This is the username and password. We need to read from property file. Here we need to pass. For this what I am going to do? Because we are extending, right? We are going to access each and every variables and methods available in base page. That is the test base page. Get property. What is the property? This is the property we need to read. Will return string was here. Okay. Instead of doing this, okay, why can't we do this like this? I don't want to create again. It is extra line, right? Extra line of code. I don't want to do this. What I can do directly, I am giving here. Anyway, it is written in string, right? Sending this method, it will take string only. Anyway, this method, it will return string. Directly, we can give like this as well. I don't want to write extra line of code. I want to optimize the code. Okay, this is again extra line of code. It will increase the extra lines. If you are using 10 properties means again we need to add 10 lines of code. Instead of that, why can't we maintain in single line like this? This is also one approach. This is also one approach. Yeah, if you are writing any validations, yes, you need to store in this string variable. You can do. You need to verify after login whether that particular user is logged in with same username or not. Then you can store in this variable and we can do assert as well. Any doubts here? This is very important. Okay, property files mostly we are going to use. Yeah, it is working fine. And also some people what they will do, they don't want to use this. Okay, in future if it is changing, right, instead of username, okay, they will change to, they will remove this underscore and they will update the uh, locators. In future there is a chance to change the element locators. Okay, yes, 50% of the projects, okay, they will change the locators. Again we need to recapture and we need to update. This verify login is we are using in 100 test cases. Okay, same thing we need to update. Like we have test cases 1, 2, 3, 4. In all test cases, we are using same element locators. Suppose if this is getting changed, means you need to update in each and every location manually. Okay, again that will be the headache one. Okay, instead of doing this, why can't we do one thing? I will create one property file From there I am going to read these properties like the same dot config dot properties. Okay, here I am going to do object repository dot properties. In name itself, okay, we are saying that objects, okay, whatever we have paid objects or you can say elements, we are storing in repository. For that we are creating property file. Okay, username equal to this is the locator, right? But it is different file. I can't maintain inside this config property file. Again, it will be clumsy one. Okay, I don't want to disturb this config property file. Here we can maintain only browser related URL credentials. Some key data we can maintain here. Here I can maintain all object locators. Then again we need to read this, right? Then we need to create another method here. Like same read config property file. We need to create another method. Void read data from object repository file. File same thing. File obj repo file equal to new file. Then path, copy this path properties. Okay, you need to add double dot. If you don't want to add this lengthy one, we have system.get property. We can pass the user directory. I will tell you. Okay, how can we do that? Obj repo fis naming convention is very important. Okay, change to file input stream. Here we need to pass the object repository file. Need to add try catch block here. Then properties obj repo prop equal to new properties. Then we need to load this file using load method. It will take file info stream as argument. Then we need to add catch class. Okay, now it is fine. If we want to use this across the framework, what we need to do? We need to move from here to here. For comment purpose, for a better understanding, you can add comment as well. These variables related to config is file. Please try to add this comment like this so that it is easy to understand if anyone joining, right? If you are giving KT sessions for new joinees, it is very important they can able to understand easily. Okay, you can inform them I added comments. You can just go through here. Still, if you are unable to understand, I will try to explain you. Need to add public, otherwise you can't able to access in outside package. That's why each and every topic I covered earlier itself. Access modifiers, okay. If you practiced, you can remember. Okay, now we are fine. we need to call this method as well, right? Okay, if you want to access. Now what I am going to do, directly I am going to call from here, okay, with this reference, mm, obj repo prop dot get property. Here I am going to pass the username. Will change from here to, for understanding, okay, for better understanding whether it is id name, I will do one thing, username underscore id, that I can able to understand whether it is id, mm, name or expert. You can keep like this. I'm going to pass this key so that it will give the value. But from here, instead of this string, okay, I'm going to call this one. Same. I'm going to remove this. Whenever you are doing changes, right, please update here as well. Otherwise, you will get null pointer exception. Here, this is the file. Password underscore id equal to user underscore name. Sorry, pass, right? Then login underscore id equal to login underscore button. You need to understand the concept. Why it is required? Yes, it is required. Because if you are in future, if this ID is getting changed, simply we can change here. Okay, no need to touch any code. Okay, if you are using in 100 places, it will get updated by default. Because here we are changing. No need to touch the 100 test cases. That is the concept. That's why we are going with property file. In future, any changes happen, simply go to the property file and change there. Password underscore OD, login button, right? I will keep this as login button. Password underscore ID. Then login button. Copy this. Suppose if you are not loading this, right? You are not calling this method, it will throw exception. What is this? It is throwing exception. I think we need to save this. That's why it is throwing exception. Yeah. Whenever you are doing any changes, you need to save that changes. Otherwise, it will throw exception. Now we are good. Okay. And try to execute and see. Yeah, working fine. Entered username password like this. Okay, if you want to make this as a little bit makeup kind of thing, you can use this one. Mm, so that it is easy to understand. Okay, these are the element locators related to the. You can maintain headings as well. This is comment. Okay, if you see the color, it won't execute. If you want to comment anything, you can use this hashtag symbol. Then you can maintain here products page, a user page. For you task is okay, earlier you created user, right? User and customer, you need to read this from property file. And also you are passing, right, first name, last name, email, you need to read from property, this config property file. And also try to change this element locators same as it is. Okay, still if you are facing any issue, you can connect with me separately. Okay, couple of members and every day they are contacting me if they are having doubts and getting clarified. If you have any doubt, please let me know. You can contact me. Now we'll try to automate this. Okay, this is the challenging one. Okay, if you see. See here, if you want to identify address, hmm, this is the element IDC. We have numeric values 9QUNO. ID for which one? Address. This is the address element ID. Okay. Again, if you are launching browser, okay, again you are entering URL. What will happen? Again, try to inspect this address. See the ID. Now it is changed. Whenever you are launching browser, okay, again you are entering URL. This ID will change dynamically. Earlier it was this one. Now it changed to this one. Again, if you try to execute, again it will change to some other thing. Okay. These are the dynamically changing objects. How can we handle? By using ID, yes, we cannot automate this. Every time it will get failed because these are the element locators. Every time it will get changed. Okay, in XPath we have access methods, right? Already we saw access method. How to traverse from parent element to child element. Suppose we have one parent. Under that parent we have two childs. By using following sibling, preceding sibling, we can choose. If you notice here, okay, this is the parent element. Okay, inside this we have label name. See, okay, inside this RPA field. Okay, this label. Now div is parent to the. Try to explain the concept. Your parent is div. This is the one. Okay. Under this div we have two kids. One is first child is label. Second child is input. This is the tag. What I am going to do now, okay? Anyway, this label it is not going to change, right? This is constant label, okay? If you execute, if you launch browser 100 times also, label won't be changed, okay? With this reference, what I am going to do, whatever element having this label, then following sibling. I want to enter data in this input field, okay? By using text method. Now what will happen? This is the these both are siblings. Okay, if you want to traverse from label to input, we will use following sibling. Whatever following sibling available to the label tag, this is the following sibling. Input is the following sibling. We are going to identify. If you want to traverse from input to label, then we need to use preceding sibling. We are traversing in reverse order. Because very important this one. Okay, try to understand. Mostly we are going to use following sibling or preceding sibling. If you want to traverse from input tag to label tag, then we need to use preceding sibling. Whatever sibling available to the input tag, we can use. Now I am going to write custom XPath. Control F. Now I will try to understand. Control C. Double slash label text. Okay, by using text method in XPath, we are identifying the company name. Then inside label you can't write anything, right? This is the input tag. You are going to enter data. Double slash following hyphen sibling input. See? Okay. Writing first XPath, it may take time. Okay. Now you need to understand each and every element having same thing. If you see here, you now if you want to identify email, here also same thing. Okay. Div is the parent tag. Under the div we have label and input tag. Okay. I have already XPath, right? I will try to use this. Now I'm going to capture each and everything. Okay. Email, for email, this is the text. Okay. You need to change. This is for email. Total how many elements we have? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now role in company. This is the one you need to change. Copy. Then phone number. Try to copy paste as it is. Okay. Don't try to write by your own. Phone number, last name. Then first name. Control A, Control C. Address. Here this is the address we have. Control A, Control C. Now irrespective of position, okay. If it is changing dynamically, yeah, if it is changing from here to here, it will work irrespective of position because we are taking label as reference. From that label, we are going to identify the element. Here, what we have, I will take this value and I will try to write XPath. Okay. Now we have all element locators. I am going to create one class file. New class RPA challenge. They kept this as a challenge because it is a little bit complex one to identify. That's why they mentioned as challenge. They created this as a challenging website. Still, we have a lot of forms in this. If you want to practice, you can practice. Lot of websites are there. Okay, only thing you need to spend for practicing purpose. You need to spend time. Before test, public void. Init. I'm going to extend this test case to from the base page. This is the test base. Import this. Here first we need to load the property files. Read, right? Read data from config property file. Read data from. Then open browser. Here we need to change URL, right? Here I'm going to automate this. If you don't want to change, do one thing. Okay, copy this. Comment this old one. this one. You just comment this, then URL one equal to like this. You can give like this. You can use multiple URLs as well. If you want to execute test cases from this, you can uncomment and execute from here. If you want to pass test data from here, like these are the elements. Where is it? Okay, I will show you one by one. Data of test where we captured objects. Public void enter details. Verify user details. What is this exactly? Test case will be like create user, create an workflow with the fields as spreadsheet. Okay. Mhm. Even they had given sample text data as well. Okay. If you want, you can download this Excel and you can pass the data from Excel as well. This is for single first name. Okay, Smith. You need to read data from property. This is Excel file because they are going to create multiple users. They are given test data as well. First, we will try to automate this. Then, by using data provider, we will try to read data from Excel. Then, we will try to submit the form. User registration. Then here, driver dot find element. All are experts, right? X. I will keep here. Dot send case. For time being, we are going to enter. We are hard coding this, but actual requirement we need to read from Excel file. Even they gave Excel data as well. By using data provider, we are going to do that. Not today, tomorrow only. If you anyone having time, you can try to complete this. Okay, read data from data provider and pass to the in Google. Each and everything is available. Okay, you need to search properly. Total 1, 2, 3, 6. Here I will change this as email. Role in company. Phone number. Last name. First name. Another one address. Here we need to change as well. Company name I can say automation testing, or I am working in Selenium currently. An email ravi@gmail.com. Role in company, lead, and phone number. last name, first name. Now try to execute and see whether it is working or not. I'm going to delete this. After build browser instance. Still lot of concepts are there, okay? If you are practicing this, we can cover those concepts as well. If we are going to create the page object model, then we'll try to uh, learn this one. Data driven framework, BDD framework, hybrid driven. I will show you, okay? Close method is there, close browser, right click, run as, exchange text. It is too speed, okay? Somewhere send keys I did not change. This one address. Then we need to click on submit button, right? Where is that submit button? Okay. If you are executing 100 times also, it will work fine. Irrespective of, okay. If you notice here, now company name is the first one, okay. After launching browser, I want to stop for 5 seconds, okay. I will do one thing. Here I am going to add red dot slip. Here I am not going to use any throws keyword because we are calling this method. If you are using throws keyword, again we need to call this throws keyword there as well. I don't want to do that. I want to handle this using catch block. After launching browser, see here first, what is the first field? Last name is the first field we have. After 5 seconds, it will enter data. Again, if you try to execute, this field will be changed. Irrespective of position, now role in company. Yeah, it is working fine. Okay. Please try to complete the task so that you can able to learn the concepts. Otherwise, it is difficult to learn. Okay, then see you tomorrow. Bye.